You know what debate I'm tired of having? Why girls like bad boys. And that always, and have you not noticed that always comes from the guy who's the typical good guy? Let me tell you why good guys finish last. Good guys usually finish last because they're not able to be in a relationship and be in a relationship. They are for the relationship. They are too busy trying to show you why they are such a great guy instead of just being your guy. Everyone wants to be in a relationship where they feel like that person is their soulmate. That person is their person. That person understands them. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with somebody that is just like, all you're doing is constantly trying to, oh, I know this may sound bad, but constantly trying to please me instead of just actually getting to know who I am. It's like, do you even know who you're trying to please? Do you? Good guys always want to remind us, like, I'm such a faithful guy. I will never cheat on my girl. I'm too loyal. It's like, thank you for the basics. But what else are you? You provide security, and 100% we need that. Anybody needs that. Everybody needs that. But it's like, give something else that separates you from every single other guy. You don't do that. You're boring.
A few moments later.
Stop hoeing around all through your 20s. Stop hoeing around all through your 30s. You give your 20s to the street Negroes. You give your 30s to the pretty boys. They use you up, dog you out. Now you're in your 40s. And nobody's jumping to marry your ass. And so now you're saying it ain't no good black men. No, no, no. There's plenty of good black men. The problem is you gave your best years to men who didn't deserve it. The problem is you gave your best years to men who didn't deserve it. And now you see your biological clock is ticking and your beauty clock. See, you got a biological clock. How long you can have those babies, and you got a beauty clock. How long you gonna be looking good? A biological clock. How long you gonna have them babies, and a beauty clock. How long you gonna be looking good? And guess what? When you hit those 40s, don't get me wrong, black don't crack, but everybody declines.
Yes, I am a white girl with a fat ass. I know it's crazy, but I promise to you, it is real.
Can someone tell me where I can find a decent, loyal, funny, good-looking guy around here? Like, where?
This is a question for the men. Boys, I have a serious question. Please take it seriously. When you're talking to a girl, right, you're going to put her in one of the two categories. You either want to hook up or you actually want her as a partner. You'd like a relationship with her. I would like to know where to find the relationship guys. Where are they? Are they at the gym? Are they at home playing video? Like, where are they? Please tell me where they are, because every single guy that I talk to and that I meet only wants to hook up. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not compatible with that. That's not what I am interested in. So if someone could point me in the direction of the men that want to get to know me and want a relationship, that'd be great.
When I was younger, in my teens and early 20s, I used to think women wanted a good man. They wanted a loving, caring guy who was chivalrous, who listened to her issues and who would give her the world and who would just love her unconditionally and buy her gifts and be good with the in-laws and get her a nice house and all these different things and check off all the boxes. Women don't want any of that, trust me. Now, they do want it from a guy who's sexually attractive. All right, so let's break this whole down. Because women, they're very hypocritical. And that's why you should never listen to the things that they say. Watch their actions. Women want to be able to control and tame a guy. They want an alpha male, a gladiator, a guy who's a savage, who's a player, who's a bad boy. And they want to be able to say, hey, that guy was able to commit to me. This is what they want. And they want that guy to give them the world. They just don't want a guy who's in their inboxes and, hey, beautiful, hey, good morning. Women don't want that type of dude. And I know it's messed up. And a lot of dudes are confused because they're like, man, I'm a good man. I'm a guy who can love a woman unconditionally and give her a great life. I went to school. I have a job. Why is she choosing and picking guys who don't have a job or who are in and out of work, who have a criminal record? Why is she having sex with men who don't have their own place? I have my own place. Why is she sleeping with guys and giving her body and all her hoes to dudes who have no license, who can't even get their own place? Why? I just think that too. Then I start to deep dive into women. I start to really look for answers. And every time I would hang out with a woman or we go on a date or we hook up, and I would ask her, so how was your ex-boyfriend? Oh, we were together for 4 or 5 years and for a while and he cheated on me. And he had other women and he had his ex-girlfriend I had to fight off and his baby mama and this and that. And I would think, and I say, And so many of this was common. And it was with suburban girls. It was from women overseas. It was from women in Chicago, where I live, right on my home turf. It was from women in Vegas and in New York and Florida and Texas. And I would ask these women this because I was just gathering intel. And they would tell me the exact same story. White women, black women, Asian women, Hispanic women. They would always say that they wanted a certain guy and they were basically trying to get him to commit. And truth be told, these women were never really with that guy in a relationship. That guy was aloof. That guy, he didn't care about them. And this is what makes women want a guy. Not if you're a good man, not if you're a church-going guy, a model citizen, and you pay your taxes. They don't care about any of that. They care about a guy who they can tame, who has high sex appeal, who's good looking, who's tall, who's attractive, who has all these different things going on that gets them wet. If you can get a woman wet, you don't have to have anything. So all these different standards and these different checklists these women have, and he has to make $100,000, he has to be over 60. No. All you have to do is be able to get that woman wet. And what's going to happen is she's going to bypass all those rules. She's going to bypass all those different regulations. She's going to say, you know what? I like that guy. Something about that guy. I'm going to bypass all those good men in my inbox. Trust me. Every woman has a guy or has guys that they've dealt with who they really wanted to be with and wanted to settle down with, but they just couldn't get that guy. They couldn't hold on to him because he didn't care. And women want to be able to say, you know what? I made the guy who didn't care about me care about me. And here's the thing. Here's the ironic, crazy thing. Once that guy starts to care, she's like, well, I'm done. This is kind of boring. This is, and they're going to find an excuse to leave because they get bored, because they need something else to work on, because they need a project. See, us men, we have things to work on in life. We have to build our body. We have to build our life and gather resources and build our business. We have to do things to become something. Women, they don't have to do that. So they have a lot of time on their hands. They have a lot of idle time. So what they do is they try to play with the relationship and do this and push a button and do this. And then once they get tired of planning that relationship, they say, you know what? This is not going to work out. Even if they have that perfect guy, even if the dude that was a player, they was able to get him, convince him to commit to her and only her, she'll get bored. Because the guy that she really wanted was the player, was the guy who had other women, was the guy that was hooking up with this dude and that dude. So don't get confused and say, well, women want a guy. No, they want a guy who's a savage. They want a guy who's an animal, who other women want, who doesn't care about him, who don't give them validation, who don't give them attention. This is what they want. Think about it. All these guys that are in these women's inbox, all these guys that are on the dating apps and saying, hey, beautiful, and wanted to take them out places and give them unconditional love. Look, think about all these guys. You're probably one of them. You think these women care about those guys? You think they care about you and your kindness and your generosity? No. You know who they care about? You know who they want? The guy who's doing none of that. This is why, guys, you have to be cold out here. You have to be a savage because, listen, this mating and dating game, that's all it's about, selfishness. And if a woman can sense that, oh, this guy, he loves me. He really wants to give me the world. What's the point of her being with you? What's the point of her being loyal? She's like, well, I got this guy, so things are going good, things are going great, so let me self-sabotage this thing. And this is what they do. They just, I don't want to do it anymore. And make an excuse. And they say, well, we're not on the same page. You've changed. Yeah, you're right. You did change because you were that player, that alpha, the guy who was in the gym all the time, that guy who was over here, that guy who didn't give her attention, that guy who just said, hey, come over real quick, and smashed for a couple hours and sent her on her way. Now you're spending days with her. Now she's moved in. Now you're the guy that she really wanted. But guess what? She really don't want that type of guy. Just like the first female in the clip said, she doesn't really want that good guy. She wants a guy, basically, who's going to just pretty much hang out, have a good time. Guys, it's crazy, but modern women are psychotic. Here's how you combat all this. Just focus on yourself. If you put yourself first and don't try to be a people pleaser and don't try to give women the world and do all this, women will stick around. It's going to be hard for you to do this, but you're going to have to rewire yourself and change how you see women. Because women don't care about you. They care about your validation, your attention, and getting your commitment. And once they have all that, they're like, Mom, this guy is boring. I don't want to do this anymore.